So, folks, there is one more Glenn Beck video I wanted to check out before, we kind of relegate him to irrelevance once again. Ever since I saw the George Washington AI abomination he put out, I just wanted to kind of check in with him a little bit. Like, what's he been up to? He's one of those guys I'm aware of, but I've never really, done a bunch of coverage of. So, he has a video on his channel titled
in Texas.
Oh god, titled "A Listener Called Me Out. I'm Glad She Did." And I'm genuinely curious what a call out from a fan looks like to someone like Glenn Beck. Let's check it out.
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, I'm well.
Hello.
Sorry about that. How are
Good.
you?
That's all right.
Good. I was calling because my fourth grader, I was showing him George AI the other day.
Oh, no.
And when you were speaking, it looks great, by the way. Well done. And when you were speaking about it...
It's a long way from being right, but thank you.
Well, it looks great. You mentioned and you referred to it as a he. And I was just curious how that kind of evolved to where you get to where you're calling it he. Is it because you're intimate with the algorithm that almost in a sense you trust yourself so much that so just kind of how are you wrestling with that?
Oh, big time wrestling with that. I try, and I've said on the air, don't ever refer to it as anything but it, and I do, and I don't know what's caused.
Oh my god, guys! Oh my god!
Fucking pronouns!
Oh god!
Fucking pronouns!
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. So let me get this straight. As a trans person, right? I hear these motherfuckers complain 24/7 about pronouns. How are we supposed to remember the goddamn
fucking pronouns?
How do we do that? How are you more concerned? You're pronoun policing each other. It's crazy. Oh my god. Excuse me, Mr. Beck. You misgendered that computer. You misgendered that computer, sir. Are you getting too intimate in the algorithm, Glenn? You called it he a couple times. Was that correct? I'm sorry, you can muster up the energy and courage to, correct Glenn Beck's pronoun usage, but it's just too much of a problem, too much work when you're doing it on behalf of trans people. Are you kidding me? You'll extend basic and insist on proper pronoun usage for a machine before you'll insist on proper pronoun usage for a human being. That is fucking crazy.
That other than it can respond in a human way. It can respond in a way that a human would. And so
Glenn Beck is willing to say it can respond in a human way, so I extended a human courtesy, but he can't do that for trans people? Oh my god. Miserable.
It is natural, and I'm glad you caught me on that. And I'm gonna have to ask all my producers, when you catch me on that, and if I'm saying he instead of it, correct me, because this is a big problem. I don't refer, I might refer to it as he, which is a problem, but I don't think of it as a person or anything else. I know when I think about it, I know exactly what it is. It's just, and it's the beginning of the slippery slope, I think. It's a bad...
I'm sorry. I'm genuinely just agog. This is crazy to me.
Bad habit, because when we're talking about an interview, I'm talking about an interview with him. I'm never used... there's no other case where I'm doing an interview with it. And I need to. But you seem very concerned about that, Rebecca. Why is it? I agree with you, but what is your...
Rebecca's concerned, Glenn, because it's almost like every conservative in the goddamn United States of America is losing their mind over
fucking pronouns.
They talk about it all the time. The only group of people that talk more about pronouns than trans people are conservatives. It's crazy. Y'all are out there being like, we don't have enough conversations about pronouns. We need to go and concern ourselves with pronoun usage around machines because we're high on our own supply. We demand more
fucking pronouns
conversations.
Your concern?
Well, I thought it was, you told us really, and I knew it as well, but to kind of just fear what it can be, and already we're having a hard time believing our own eyes. And so I just thought it more of an interesting, note, and just how easy it can be to fall into that.
Oh, I know.
And
I know. So
is all.
You are the perfect mom. You are so great.
Yeah, what a gender affirming mom for that computer, correcting Glenn Beck's misgendering of it
and being aware of all of this. It is why we had a discussion, because people said, Glenn, you don't want to call it George AI because AI is going to be, everything's going to be AI eventually, and it's going to look outdated. And my view was, George AI, we're not to that point yet where everybody understands AI, and I want it always to be, when we get into the video releasing of this next year, and this is not something that you'll even be able to recognize, but everything we create beginning next year, everything is watermarked. So I'm going to know what's live and what is AI. You can't take any of my videos and manipulate me, because there will be an invisible watermark that we know about, and we'll be able to go, not Glenn, that's AI. And the same thing with everything that we produce that is AI, it will be watermarked, and an invisible watermark that we'll be able to say, no, that's not truth, that's AI. And everyone...
it's really great when you have to brand your product as a fabrication and a fiction. That's such a good sign that what you're doing is wonderful. When your watermark is synonymous with lying to the public.
One who is producing this kind of stuff needs to do that. And one of the reasons why I call it George AI is so everyone understands it's AI and not a person. What you said, it looks great. It's out of sync. The voice isn't right. The features aren't exactly right, but it's amazing. But in a year from now...
Is this man planning to AI gen his own content? The answer to that is yes. We covered this. I don't think it's been a segment on YouTube yet, but we covered his video talking about how, well, by the time this becomes a video, the George AI video will be out. But he had the resources of the Blaze dedicated to training an AI on the writings of the founding fathers and George Washington and the Constitution. And in order to then generate a video of George Washington looking like a Joe Rogan tech bro podcaster, like, let me just pull up the image because it's genuinely disturbing. Yeah, here we go. Look at him. His eyes plead for death, and yet he lives. Oh god, the future sucks. It's so we're so cooked. God, I'm so sorry. All right.
It's going to be remarkable. And that's when it is really important that people understand. I was talking to somebody who just gave a talk at the White...
God, we really are in like the worst cyberpunk future. We really are in like the worst cyberpunk future. Like we have our conservative pundits on our internet blasting messages of hate while we're debating like the pronoun usage around AI. Like we don't even have like super cool robotic limbs yet. We don't have even like you play Cyberpunk 2077 and they have so much cool shit, and we don't get any of that. We just get dystopia. We get dystopia and
fucking pronouns
for our AI bastardizations of ourselves.
House yesterday, she called me for some some AI talking, some thoughts on this, because she represents families and moms, and she was asked by the president to speak to all of these producers of AI. And she said, Glenn, what do I need to know? And I said, you need to know that anything anthropomorphic.
Oh, we do have very cool prosthetics, but like, give me like the super advanced ones. Where the gorilla arms? Where the gorilla arms at? D-Lave?
Must be marked, and parents must know and have a choice. So, any of these plush toys that have AI capabilities, I think they should be banned. I don't think anybody should be.
Oh God, he's correct. Like, he's wrong on so many things, but he is correct about this.
Be able to make any kind of AI doll, plush, anything that represents like a talking animal or anything else.
Yeah, stop clock and all that, yeah.
Because the AI is going to get so good, and it is going to be gathering stuff from your children. And unless you have control of that,
which you're not going to get, like they're not going to give that to you.
No, on our AI, when we actually release the full version of it,
T-Lave.
You will have an opt-out. Do you want it to be...
It'd be really cool is if Congress could pass some kind of, I don't know, regulation around the data privacy that prohibited these companies from scraping your data and then selling it willy-nilly for a quick buck. It'd be really nice. But conservatives never talk about what we could do to prevent this problem. They're just like, gee whiz, I sure wish there was something we could do about it. Oh, how swell that would be. But I guess we have to submit to our capitalist overlords. Ah, shucks. It's not like we conservatives have some kind of majority in all the houses, in the House and the Senate. And we also have the presidency and the Supreme Court. Ah, shucks, if only there was something we could do about it, guys. Like, it's just, it comes across like that every time when conservatives complain and they're in power.
Able to discuss...
Where can I report a bug with the website? Up on the support tab.
Discuss things with your children and learn from your children on their educational stuff, not any personal stuff, just educationally. Do you want it to evaluate educationally or not, and learn from that so it can help your children learn.
Sorry, I forgot to switch over.
Learn better or not. And then all of that information goes into a vault that you...
Real quick, AI is in no way equipped to handle the rearing of children or the education of children. And we should, like, I'm sorry, you if you don't think it belongs in toys, then it certainly doesn't belong in education. God.
You would control. You could say purge it, and we would never use it for anything else but that. That requires a great deal of trust. I don't know how many people would sign up for that, but that would give us an ability to help your child learn a little bit better, but it also requires us to learn, or the system to learn about your child. When you are dealing with corporations...
Yeah, kind of a huge problem. Almost like we need some kind of internet data policy reform. Data privacy. Wait, is it data or data? I feel like I've been saying data for like a singular data point, but I say data for multiple pieces of information. It's an accent thing. I feel like I'm going crazy because I'm ping-ponging. It's both? Ah, fuck me.
That you don't know, you don't trust, that information is going to go everywhere. And that's the kind of information that is going to go into these plush toys. And they're going to learn everything about your kid, and they're going to map everything about your kid. And it's not good. And your kid will start to associate that cute little teddy bear that can talk to them just in a way that mom and dad don't understand.
Well, look, also consider if AI is shown to drive normal adults crazy, then AI is definitely gonna send a developing brain into madness. Like, get this AI shit out of here.
It is extraordinarily dangerous. So
it's extraordinarily dangerous. That's why we created George AI, a fictitious hologram that can teach your children all about the accurate way America should be. This is what Glenn Beck is driving me nuts in the last couple videos, because he's going out there being like, well, data, it's very dangerous to have AI embedded in everything. But, not our AI, our big AI initiative. Don't worry about that one. But the other ones, no. They're not. Look, the other ones are bad. They're ours certainly isn't collecting data.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for correcting me. I urge you as an audience to help me learn this. Correct me if I say it. I'm urging I know Stu will. He loves to hammer me. If I make this mistake, to correct me immediately, because that is a grave danger. It is a tool. It is a machine, period. Thank you for that phone call.
Pronouns!
Okay, you know what? I have to be honest. I did find this to be more entertaining than I thought. Maybe we'll have to come back to Glenn Beck from time to time. That was genuinely insane to watch as a trans person in the United States. Like, that was it. That was something I just can't even begin to wrap my head around appropriately. Whew. So, folks, if you got anything out of that, please hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Consider supporting the show with your subs, donos, memberships, super chats, etc. Make sure you join your local DSA and radicalize your local Dems. You can reach out to GamerG for help joining your DSA. You can reach out to Dragonfly for help joining your Dems. And, folks, last but certainly not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com. Gender euphoric lingerie, designed from the ground up. We tested it on cis men. We tested it on cis women. We tested it on non-binary people. And you know what? Anyone who wants to look femme looks great in it and finds it to be very comfortable. So check it out, ImogeneOlivia.com. And all that being said, link down in the doobly-doo. Let's go! I'll see ya real soon.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat.